As the board here in Govt,
Are you mad?
we are also here, of course, address a very important issue and development regarding the position of the statement made by the U.S. government, alerting citizens over the pending calamity or disaster that is looming, of course, in Nigeria. The possible attack by the alleged terrorists on several facilities within the Nigerian territory. Good morning, Mr. David. You're most welcome to this political office.
Good morning
What
to
is
you.
your take regarding this latest development by the U.S. call to our citizens to take actions?
Say, I think, thank you for that question. That shows how serious the government of the US are passionate about their citizens uh, that resides in that resides in diaspora. So it shows every sensible government gather on due secret intelligence. Now, for them to have been aware of these attacks, probably there will be evacuation processes to evacuate their citizens. But what I want to say is that if such thing was supposed to happen in other country, would Nigerian government act in such manner? It shows these are people. This is a government that cares for the well-being and then for the life of our citizens. So to me, I think even now, the Nigerian government has not even informed Nigerians to be security conscious.
Conscious. Are you sure they are aware of
I
such
don't
things?
because even if they are very much aware, majority of them, their plans is for every Nigerians to be killed, because these are people that don't even value the common man on the streets. So if you don't value people, the, the common man on the streets, now why would you make everything possible to protect them? You will not bring you will not bring all the provisions for them to be protected. And look at even the police, who are supposed to to protect lives and property, are now protecting the political elite. It shows these people have no regard for the common man on the street. And then if they have any possible means for the common man to be hurt, the present government or the present class will not hesitate to even hurt the common man. He ought to protect.
And this is it's not the first time U.S. Government is giving such security alerts. But what is peculiar with this one that have unsettled even the government trying to attack the position of the U.S. Do you think that is an expression of ignorance by the supposed government who should have taken out the way how to protect our citizens and possibly ban such possible attacks?
Now you see, one thing is just, I don't think it is because of the unreadiness of the government, and the government is not willing to do it, because I could remember vividly, there was a particular year the US warned Nigeria about a possible attack in Borno State, the same Borno State. Federal government did not work on that information. Rather, federal government ignored that vital information, and then that made thousands of people, residents in Borno State, lost their life. So I want to appeal to government. Now these are these people, when it comes to first class information, the Western world or the US have more information, even more than the federal government that operates here. Because I will now, how do you best explain where is a citizen of US was kidnapped, and then US all the way flew into the country?
The Navy SEAL
Yeah,
came
yeah,
to rescue
they
him
came to
without
rescue
the knowledge of Nigeria.
without the knowledge of even those of those in the presidency. So it shows these guys even have first-hand information what is going around the globe, or see within the African continent. So I want to believe that EC federal government should not see it as a weak point. It is let them give up security in the supposed state or in the supposed region that this attack is supposed to happen. So I think federal government should not see it as as a way of not living up to responsibility, but let them see it as a wake up call that we need to do more, because if people abroad can get this vital information, what is our DSS doing, what is our police doing, what is our military men doing? DSS is supposed to gather information secretly and then dispose it, give it to the federal government. So the army and the police is supposed to act on it. So they should not wait until the US gives out information to the public. Now this thing might call for panic. It will call for panic because the federal government is not on top of their games. So if they know they cannot protect life and property, it is high time they should resign.
How serious is Nigeria committed to the safety of our citizens? We have seen scores of thousands of people dying on daily basis as a result of incessant attack, weddings, communities. But suppose terrorists, bandits, and non-government. But the government seems to be helpless over this issue. But consign, of course, what does the president is to seek for where to borrow loans, possibly for palliative. So do you think the government has any idea or clue on how to handle this
Insecurity.
security?
I think even when you have a major general that was his field of study, the immediate past president, President Muhammadu Buhari, he failed woefully. That was his field of study because he claimed he was a graduate of School of War, Jaji. Now for good 8 years he could not put an end to insurgency. Insurgency was even paramount. It was severe under his watch for good 8 years. You saw the land, you saw the mass burial in Benue State when Fulani men were busy killing people here and there. You could saw the unrest in Imo State too, where Fulani invaded some of the community. So you could saw the unrest, same thing in Oyo State, and still he was a retired military general. I think at that point he should have used his wisdom, being a former military man, to curb this issue of insurgency. But under his watch, it was double. Now imagine a man that knows knowledge about, that has no clue of how security information is, that has no clue about how insecurity works. What do you think? How do you think he can put an end to it? So the federal government on their own are not ready to put an end to it. Rather, their aim is to embezzle, loot funds. Now, how could we best explain this? Where the former chief chief of army staff, Brutai, siphoned about $1 billion, money meant to purchase ammunition. Now that same ammunition was not purchased. He used it to buy house in Dubai. Now no government agency has for one day probed him. Now the same man under Buhari gave him a portfolio as an ambassador. Now the man is still working freely in Nigeria. I want to appeal to
Recently, he backed a doctorate degree from the military university.
so I think
Conferred on him.
that is how it shows the what impunity, the level of impunity in the society. And then I want to appeal to federal government. Military men are supposed to be deployed to what hostile areas, volatile areas, not deploy military men to what election to help you rig election. Our security personnel have become a tool in the hand of the political class. Now the US just gave a signal. You are supposed to work on that security report. Nuribadu is the chief uh, security adviser. How he used to be a former police officer, but how well can this man deliver if he knows he is not up, he cannot meet up to the job? He should resign.
Honestly, Nigeria has a fundamental problem, a systemic problem. And even the security operatives personnel on ground cannot cover the entire territory because there are sort of personnel, and unfortunately, technology is a far cry when it comes to technology hardware. We cannot deploy technology in fighting insurgency, but that is unfortunate. Would that mean that Nigeria is in for the worst state of insecurity?
Nigeria has always been at the worst of level of insecurity. There was never a time Nigeria is secured. You could see what the president said last time. The immediate past president, Buhari, he said it is only God that can secure our borders. He said, see, we need God in intervention
Securing our
borders.
borders.
Yes, that's what
But we don't, he didn't need God when it comes to security votes. He didn't need God when it comes to sharing formula, allocations, and all that. That
So,
is the height of irresponsibility. It's madness. It's pure madness.
so it shows how senseless and how clueless our governments of the day are. But one thing, before saying that is that you don't attach policemen, you don't attach policemen to the political class. A governor we had 7 policemen guarding the government house. You still have 7 policemen guarding the houses he built around the country. Now, how many policemen will
We are available
for the masses,
protect the masses.
to protect the masses?
Everybody to himself.
Now we have 360 House of Rep members. Each of those rep members have about like 5 policemen attached to them or 4. The wife of the president to have, the wife of the senators we have. These policemen are now like it's like they have been they have been attached to the political class alone. Ministers, you have lot of policemen. So even if you call police for any crime scene, it will take them hours for them to get it because there are no personnel
If not days,
attached on ground.
that is quite
the political the political class have now brought them all over to themselves.
and that will spell doom for Nigeria state, and it's quite unfortunate. Now, Peter said that the affirmation of the Supreme Court on the declared winner of the 25th February election is the beginning of the quest for a new Nigeria. It's not backing down that the renewed hope for a new Nigeria has started. So what do you have to say with
I think the affirmation yesterday, the Supreme Court to me affirmed the legality of the INEC at the poll. That was what the Supreme Court affirmed because that was not the will of the people. The people had a different will, and their will was shortchanged by the electoral body, which also is an accomplice to the electoral malpractice. The INEC is supposed to be independent, but in the case of Nigeria, the case is different. I think as for Peter Obi, he has every fundamental right to contest again, and Nigerians would support him if he comes out again. And then again, I want to say this, that the Labour Party and the PDP should form a very formidable opposition. Let them always, when government comes out with new policy that will not benefit the common man, they should speak up. You know how APC use propaganda to remove the then President Goodluck Jonathan, sold lies to Nigerians, even to people that don't have access to information. So politics is, so when you feel that government is not doing the needful. You as the ex presidential candidate, speak up. Nigerians will support you. Let all the government to stand still. That is why you are the opposition. Let the present government not have an easy ride to the next election. When there is need for you to oppose them, oppose them. I like what they said. A APC member was arrested, was what appointed as rec, as you see, INEC rec in Akwa Ibom State. The the PDP has come out to say this man, we don't want him. This man used to be the the former chief of staff to the then governor of the state, Godswill Akpabio. You don't have to appoint now. The INEC constitution says you don't appoint the INEC rec if that person hails from that state. You cannot announce a INEC rec who hails from that state and then also is a character member of the APC of a party. So to me, I think it's what this that is the highest impunity. So the party in the state should not allow Bola Ahmed Tinubu go scot free with that. Let them challenge him. Thank you for having me.
What is your take regarding this election and state global election coming up with this? Do you believe still have any confidence in INEC and
I think INEC need to repose the confidence because the electorate have lost confidence because in the sense that you promised credible, free and fair election during this year's election, and Nigerians could not by the Nigerians never saw that happening, and Nigerians did not see that happening. So someone that never saw that happening, how do you want to tell the person that you will conduct free and fair election? Now you said you were going to introduce electoral transmission of results. That what that the average Nigerians would assess the portal to confirm results. Along the line, these persons were we were shortchanged. We were shortchanged. Now on getting to court, now the court had to what misinterpret it, saying that INEC can collate the results either way, either manually or electronically. Knowing fully well that INEC did not for one day told Nigerians that what the results will be collected manually. INEC has always been insisting on what electronic means of transmission of the result. So one thing I want to say to INEC is that the people of Kogi State, Imo State, and then Bayelsa should open their eyes open and let them ask INEC this person how do they intend to transmit the results so that if there's breach of agreement, they can hold them responsible when they get to court. Because if you want to transmit the results electronically, let it tell the people openly. If it's by electronic means, also let the people be aware so that people can hold you by your words. Not you saying you transmit it via this means and then doing the opposite of it.
thank you so much?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
We do appreciate. Yes, SM fans, you've heard it, of course, very loud and clear. It is without any ambiguity the development of course working the entire country. The U.S. security brief have indeed unsettled the Nigerian state, and of course, that have led to several panic and restiveness across boards because people are apprehensive of what might be the next actions or attack by the supposed terrorists. These are intelligence reports, and nobody knows, of course, where and of course when the attack will commence, and the level of preparedness on the part of the government and the security operatives is nothing, of course, to come by, and that even aggravate the situation because at this moment, everybody to himself, and whosoever is done, let the devil take him becomes the Nigerian state's situation. But it's not unfortunate because we have been trapped in this level of quagmire and political unrest, which is ravaging the entire country. But that notwithstanding, I think people should learn to take cautions and avoid any crowded area in order, of course, uh, to reduce the risk of falling victims of whatever might happen. It is quite unfortunate, but the reality is starting with us here, and we cannot continue to live in denial of what has befallen us as a people. The government is saddled with the responsibility of protecting life and property of her citizenry. But in this case, the reverse seems to be the case. They have been living, falling short of this primary responsibility, and this have left the Nigerian state in a such state that is less to be desired. And of course, the government citing that such statements will uh, discourage importers or investors shouldn't be the priority. The life and security of the citizens should be prioritized because it is only where there is safety and security to life and property people will talk about investment. These are misplaced priorities, and it's rather unfortunate that the government at this time has not come out to tell Nigerians the positions, of course, and whatever they are doing are putting in place measures to ensure that such never happens. But it is quite unfortunate. That is where we found ourselves. And almost across the entire country, nowhere is safe as far as Nigeria is concerned. Not even the entire six geopolitical zones, nowhere is safe. And it's rather unfortunate. And there are sparks of insecurity, kidnapping, robbery, ritual activities going on. And with this latest development, honestly, it unsettles the entire any possibility uh, of having any, of course, ray of hope on combating or overcoming this height or spike of insecurity. How long can we continue to live in this state of dismay, state of uncertainty, and not just insecurity to life and property, even to, of course, the existence of all and sundry. Everybody is at the risk of extinction if nothing is done. The third ethnic nationalities are crying, are fed up and disappointed over the recent happenings, of which Peter B said that it's now that his ambitions and quest is renewed. It has become necessary that Nigeria possibly might not be worse than what we are saying. So everybody must, hands must be on deck to remedy the situation, to salvage the Nigerian cause, according to him. But how possible is that? Could it be crying over a picnic? Nigeria, to some, of course, have been considered to be irredeemable, following, of course, most antecedents of recent time. And this is quite disturbing because with the tempo and the nation is moving, it presupposes that it's just heading to the cliff, and there could be a possible crash any moment from now, because Nigeria have never been unsettled ever in the history of this country than now, and that gives, of course, a set of concern or worry to anyone who cares. We can't continue to be living in denial. Just in the eastern regions, people have renewed their quest, of course, for the restoration of the Biafran state. They have lost confidence, total confidence in the Nigerian project, and they are calling based on the provisions of the law to self-determination. And they are saying the generation of these Biafrans are saying, we'd rather die than backing down on this cause. And I haven't crossed the Rubicon. It's a point of no return. And we have not seen the worst, even in most recent time, on the activities of these agitators, because if they, according to them, when they are pushed to the wall, they have the right to self-defense. And such rights cannot longer be jeopardized by the instruments of the state. And as such, of course, most of the arms struggle have resumed and the hostility have increased. And to this end, of course, we are drawing this analogy. Will Nigeria ever recover from this level of damage? Will Nigeria ever recover from this, of course, state of insecurity? Because I could infer that something greater than Nigeria has befallen the Nigerian state, and that is what we call the other chi. How can Nigeria navigate out of this, of course, destruction that is almost surrounded our territory? Of course, the northern borders are very porous. About 1,000 borders are not manned. What does that mean? A very huge potential threat to the security of the northern hemisphere, of which might find their way across the south. It is not unfortunate with the billions expended, billions of dollars to fight this insecurity. It appears that little or no success has been recorded so far because of this imminent threat. Nobody knows when and how, of course, they will coordinate such attacks. We're all, of course, at the mercy of the Almighty. And it's quite unfortunate, but things shouldn't be so. But that is the reality we have here. Okay, let's have esteemed comrade Chinedu. Let's have your own take regarding this disturbing, of course, issues bordering on the security to life and property of an average Nigerian. Good morning, Mr. Chinedu.
Good morning, viewers.
Yeah, before he comments, please kindly hit the subscription buttons if you have done so, and give us a thumbs up. Of course, we will appreciate. Yes, Mr. Chinedu, we are here to discuss a very important issue this morning, bordering on the latest security details alert given to the U.S. citizens by the United States government.
Of course, this is not the first time of U.S. Issuing security alert on Nigeria. It happened before the era of Boko Haram, where U.S. told Nigerian government as at that time that there might be an uprising in terms of security in Nigeria. That notwithstanding, the U.S. has also kept Nigerians informed whenever there are issues. I think based on relationship, and this time around, it's no exception. Well, it's in two ways. Considering the fact what is happening in the Middle East, the Hamas-Israeli face-off is another threat. For people who have sentiment for any group can decide to cause havoc, and U.S. Personnel, officials, citizens in the country might also be a target in that regard. So what the U.S. is trying to say is that, see, as it stands now, there has been issues, and the Nigerian government need to, actually sit up in terms of security. Well, everybody knows there's no security in Nigeria. The security is just at zero level. Because it's not about bringing the police and the army. There are other things that make up security of a nation, not just police and army carrying guns up and down. At the end of the day, we still experience Boko Haram, still killing people in the north, kidnapping happening everywhere around the country, and we are still talking about security in Nigeria. Even up to this moment, the Nigeria has not been able to, play a better game in terms of securing his people, talk less of securing outsiders. But that notwithstanding, the Nigerian government has responded to that, and I believe maybe from what they have just said, they should be able to at least, step up their campaign against kidnapping, insecurity, and other forms of devices.
Possible is that seeing that most of the borders are porous and the government have not been able to do anything to, of course, man those borders. So, how secure is an African?
That's what I'm saying now. We know that Nigeria has no security. If you are close, at least I've visited a few borders around the country, and I know that there are more than 1,000 Appian ways where people can, find their way either through bush or bribing or whatever means, and to have access to entry into Nigeria. We have that. It's all over Nigeria, so that is not a hidden thing. But what we are saying is this: if there are good surveillance, man, look and cranny. Because if Nigerian government want to find out a way that criminals are using, to have access to Nigeria illegally, causing havoc, and they know what to do. They can block it, but because of corruption, we have not seen security at the peak, and it's unfortunate, that we keep on experiencing that up till now.
Finally, Toby has given his position. He disagreed with the position of the Supreme Court, affirming what he calls illegality and disenfranchisement of the market. So affirming most fraudulent election of according to his position, he said we are beginning the fight for the emancipation of Nigeria from now.
Thank you. Let me say a special thank you to the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi. He's a man whose time has come. He's a man of the moment. He understands what public opinion is very well. He knew that Nigerians wanted him 200%, not even 100%. And we have seen the political democracy, has been defined by the Supreme Court judgment. We have seen constitutional democracy also being defined by the Supreme Court abracadabra. Let me put it that way. It's not something anybody is happy about, because at the end of the day, we saw how INEC and the judiciary were able to change the goalposts, in the middle of the game. And that is what Peter Obi, our president, in waiting. Yes, I thank God that Peter Obi has come to understand that there is need to expand the obedient movement nationwide and do a lot of groundwork, possibly in preparation for his emergence as the next president of Nigeria. That is my take on that. It's unfortunate that the news, the sentiment, the understanding about the Nigerian judiciary now is at the zero level. Zero, very zero, at the zero level, as I'm talking to you now. All over Nigeria, go and sample opinions, and you understand. The APC government has failed woefully. Right from the time Buhari entered access power in Aso Rock till this moment, Nigerians have seen 99. And it's unfortunate, and that is why that the judiciary has actually aided this wickedness against the electors and the voters in Nigeria, and that is what Peter Obi and Atiku has been reacting to. We are going to witness a lot of movement politically. We are going to see a lot of massive collabo from the youth angle, to the political class. You understand? We need to do something before this clueless government, that has no direction. Look at how much is a bag of rice now. A bag of rice is close to 65,000 naira. Just a bag of rice.
65.
Yes, as I'm talking to you now. No, everything is just funny. I'm telling you, you don't need to be. This is Nigeria, where when you wake up like Fela said it now, that when somebody wants to buy a fan, he saved money for 1 year to get a fan. And when he was ready to go and buy that fan at 10 naira, when you get to the market, he discovered that the fan is no longer 10 naira, it's 5 naira. This has been a Nigerian factor for the past 60 years. So at what time, era, are we going to transform this nation? At what era are we going to experience true democracy?
Honestly, that is the
At what time will we have competent leadership, not political businessmen, as presidents, as ministers, as governors? At what point in time
I
are we
was
going
about
to?
to ask you this question because you said that there will be a regrouping and formidable force, of course, by the youth to take the way forward. But with the crop of politicians and who have almost bought over the entire system, would there be any chances of rescuing the mandate of the people, even in the future? Because they may have perfected their programs.
Look at what people are saying currently now after Peter Ob's press release, press conference where he opened the naked INEC and the judiciary, and of course the political democracy, like I just said before. I'm not talking about the constitutional democracy, which the judiciary has actually destroyed. Public opinion, is what I'm talking about now. Peter Obi fought for democracy, but unfortunately, the Supreme Court gave it to APC-led government. That is just the understanding. Then from that angle now, the mass movement, the youth, the average Nigerian, and of course, certain powers in the political circle are already sitting, meetings are going on a possible mass collabo, that will have 80% of Nigerian youth across the board, coming together, to push for a major force that will remove this government that has brought penury, poverty, wickedness to average Nigerians for the past, let me just put it that way, 10 years now or 11 years now.
We still have about 3 years.
No, it's not a matter. It's not a matter of. The fact remains that from the beginning of APC government, ab initio, when Buhari came to power, we saw what happened. Nigeria started going down the drain. Gradually, Nigeria is sinking. They were telling us the hope, renewed hope or whatever, next level, and at the end of the day, what did we see? Buhari government failed woefully. And the same people that pioneered the woefulness of Buhari's administration is the same people we are seeing today in so-called Tinubu's government. Look at what Sheyi did in Sheyi did in Asurok. The president's son, Tinubu's son, Sheyi, is a shameful act. It shows that this government is being run on cosmetics, on audio. Government, this is an audio government. What we are hearing they are doing, the practical aspect of it, they are not anywhere to be found. The government has collapsed in total. State governments, look at what is happening in Lagos. Unfortunately, we don't know whether somebody like whether there's any governor in Lagos State. That's just the truth. So that is how it is at the federal level. We have seen this thing happen and over again, and we have up to 4,000, more than 4,000 civil society organizations, including the labor union, that need to come together and rescue Nigeria. Maybe there's nothing bad as removing this man from power before the expiration of 4 years. There's nothing wrong there.
Constitutionally, would you revoke the position of the Supreme Court?
That does not mean that he cannot be impeached. That does not mean he cannot be impeached.
Okay, by the Senate.
Yes, because this administration, as I'm talking to you now, has become a threat to an ordinary man on the street. There have been stabbing up and down. There has been looting, snatching. People are hungry, killing because of 100 naira, 1,000 naira. People are being killed on the street. In suburbs, in local areas. So what are you telling? Because they are in National Rock wearing 1,000 abada. How many yards will it take you to sew abada? They wear all these things on themselves and every day. And at the end of the day, there's nothing upstairs. I think there should be a dress code now for all these senators, all these ministers. Because I think this Agbada is causing a lot of havoc. It does not allow them to reason very well the way they're supposed to reason. Maybe it is an issue. And it is high time they look into it. Or possibly the dress code of these senators. Maybe we can have a headway there. Because a lot of Nigerians are confused. They don't know why these leaders are failing always. They don't know why they are confused always.
Thank you so much,
Yes. I also want to say a special on this platform recognition to Peter Obi. He has spoken well. He has deepened our democracy, of course, by his actions, and we are expecting a larger movement this time around. You know, now he has come. It's clearly now that he's in opposition. You know, and we want to see him bring all the forces, you know, in Nigeria, you know, together, do a lot of groundwork, you know, no matter what it takes, you know. I believe with Nigerians and of course public opinion still believe in him that he is the president in waiting. Thank you, viewers.
Thank you so much once again for your wonderful submissions.